So hi there guys and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tony and this is actually the Boat McRill. And McRill is a 30-foot Albin 30, the first one ever built in the world. It was one of the 3 prototypes and therefore she got some flaws that during the last 45 years has been becoming a problem. I've had a lot of water damage on the core wood that are taken care of. My goal this week was to get done with that rubber guardrail here, whatever you can call it. I had to remove when I was doing the deck repairs on the starboard side. We're getting over here on the port side, and to actually get to this area I need to get that rubber bump guard back in place on the starboard side. First of all, I started to sand off the epoxy plugs that I made in the last week's video. If you're interested in how to make this epoxy plugs through the field drill field, please check the link up on your left side on the screen. It started out pretty well with me painting all the repaired areas with some epoxy primer. And when that had cured, I went over to start to put back the pulpit. That had to be screwed back because it was loose on the starboard side and in the bow. In the beginning that was not a huge issue. The drilling was no big problem, but after a little while I started to get some problem because I have spared the old bolts. I thought those were good enough to use. Figured out that that was not the case, so I had to buy new ones. I need to get the bolts back here, so what I need to do here is drill through these holes, and I have to make sure that I drill through the epoxy plug. I had to do a little bit of an extra repair when I was sanding off these bungs that are up here. I noticed that I had quite a bit of void in this area that I had to sand out, and I got all the way down to the old wood. So 2 layers of new fiberglass and some epoxy, and then a piece of peel ply on that. As you can probably see up here, that area is not done yet. I still need to remove the peel ply and put on some sand a little bit and put on some paint up there, probably some fairing too. So that will be taken care of next week. But still, I can put back most of the metal strip that holds the rub guard. In this case right over here, the holes are already drilled in the epoxy plugs, So what I'm doing is I'm fitting back this rail here. In this case I'm using a little bit shorter screw. It's a rust-free screw. It's only 2 centimeters long and 20 millimeter. It's 4.5 millimeter wide, and together with some Sikaflex that I'm gonna, when I get this up in the correct place, I can loosen the screws again and put in some Sikaflex through the hole here. That will lock up the screws really well. But first I need to get it in place. This is much easier if you are two-person doing this, but unfortunately I'm alone at the moment. What I'm actually looking for here when I'm drilling is that the only thing that comes out is the epoxy. I do not want to see any kind of wood. It is one of the hardest places to get to, because I realized that everything has become a little bit bent over time, and yeah. So coming back, unscrewing the screws here, filling up with some Sikaflex, and then putting back the screws in the hole. Then I'm coming back with a Sikaflex and just filling up the gap between this metal strip and the boat. So now it's finally time to screw in the rub guard or rub rail. I will just be able to do some of it because I still got a section that I showed you earlier where it's still some painting and sanding and stuff to do before I can install the last bit of metal strip. Well, it's getting pretty darn late up here, but I'm still fighting a little bit with this rubber rail guard. I guess it could have been a bit easier if I wasn't by myself doing this. It really is a two-person job, but of course you can do it if you're alone too. A tool that's very handy to have over here, it's one of these heat guns, because you heat up the rub rail and it's getting way more stretchier, much easier to find the holes and get them done. What I do right here is I'm drilling out these holes here, these smaller holes. I did some fill here earlier. Other side of these holes there is epoxy plugs. I drill into them with a 3mm drill and then screw in the screws. That's somewhere around 4.5mm or something. So well, it's getting a little bit too dark to keep on working like this, so I'm just gonna pack up, probably come up here tomorrow again. Tomorrow it's Saturday. If the weather is okay, I can keep working with the rub rail. Otherwise, I'll have lots of stuff to do inside too. So they've been talking a little bit about rain coming maybe tomorrow, so who knows. But at the moment, we are getting it back in place. But from about here on and downwards, I'm actually going to remove the rub rail because I need to keep on doing the repairs over there. My plan was to be able to open up that side of the deck tomorrow, but looks like that won't be a plan. Something that I really would like to ask you people to do is to hit this thumbs up or the like button. And the reason to that is that YouTube is actually picking up how many likes a video get. And if I get a lot of likes, my videos go out over to a lot of people on YouTube. So please hit that little thumb, give it a like, and thank you very much. So guys, it's Saturday afternoon, and right now this video should actually been out, but it was raining all day, so instead of being here working at the boat, I went to the hardware store together with my wife, and I decided to exchange the screws for the rub rail, short ones that was the original, and instead I decided to put in a bit of longer one. They are biting way better than the shorter ones, so now I'm confident that the rub rail are sitting well. As you can see, I've come a bit, but I still got a long way to go over here. But that will be for next week, because right now I definitely need to get home and finishing the editing and upload this video. So right now, up here on your right side of the screen, you find a little sign. That's the number of subscribers and non-subscribers that's watching my videos. I would be really happy if more people coming in and hitting the subscription button. I know a lot of my viewers are watching from Facebook and Reddit and all that stuff, but please hit the subscription button, because the more subscribers I get, the more my videos goes out to other viewers, and hopefully that will also raise the subscription amount even more. So don't forget, hit the subscription button if you like my videos and want to watch more of what I'm doing here. Thank you in advance. If you like the video, as I said before, give it a little like, hit the little subscription button down here on your right side of the screen, and put the notification bell on all so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And for that, thank you for watching. Bye everyone.